Hello everyone, Nameless Tactician here. Today we're going to take a closer look at the game called Lionheart Tactics for mobile devices with the Android and iOS. Personally, I love tactical turn-based RPGs, so I decided to take a closer look at this game. And so what did I find after installing and playing this game? We will get to it soon enough. Story. Let's start at the beginning. When you launch this game for the first time, you are introduced to the main character, the great and mighty hero. Yes, innovative, I know. So the great hero is sleeping in his chambers, in his castle. Yeah, I have a castle, sweet. Then suddenly he's woken up by a mysterious assassin who wishes to kill him. Did I mention that you are a king and you have your own castle? But don't get too excited, you won't get to do anything in your castle. So let's return to our king, who barely escapes from assassin's clutches, wiping the floor with his wretched face in the process. Later on, we get introduced to more characters, a little bit more story, and we get to know the world's lore from characters' dialogues. So later in the story we get to know that the enemies that appeared inside the castle, my god, do I even have guards in this place? I need to hire better men to protect my kingdom. So the enemies that appeared inside the castle are so-called Mirror Knights, sent by their mysterious Mirror King. They came from across some wall. Wall. Sounds familiar. Game of Thrones, perhaps? Nah, it's the original idea from this game's producers. Okay, so moving on. We are told that the mirrors, or Mirror Knights, are supposed to be fairy tales, and the fact that this ancient evil exists is told only in the legends. Later we discover that this evil Mirror Knights change everyone they kill into their own, so they're like plague of zombies of some kind, or I don't know, maybe dark spawns from Dragon Age? This setting and story is interesting enough for me to play a little while longer, to see what happens later. Graphics. If you like anime-like graphics, this game should suit your taste. Characters are drawn really well. Every item has different look in the interface menu, so you won't feel like you equip the same armor with different name number like Sword +3. The world map, to me, looks just amazing. I really love that kind of map presentation. It looks like a map from medieval fantasy, of course in sprite graphics. It's a shame though that there is no way to build anything on the map or replay the missions you just finished on the map. Nonetheless, the graphics is really on high level for a mobile device. On the battlefield you can admire beautiful animations of skills. With every attack the camera may shake or special particle effects may occur, and you can see a fog under characters' feet every time you use a skill or attack your opponent. Those animations create more dynamic feel when it comes to that kind of turn-based combat. Every skill feels very powerful and flashy. It looks just amazing. Interface. If it comes to interface, the graphics is just okay. It reminds me of every other touchscreen game with big buttons and a lot of pop-ups telling you to spend your money. This game is free to play, so I didn't mind the pop-ups. I managed to enjoy this game without spending any money up till now. But then again, I didn't play long enough to know if the game demands payment to progress any further later on. Interface alone is made really well, it doesn't get in the way of managing your equipment and characters. There are some issues with camera and positioning during combat mode. Frequently characters move on the wrong field or didn't attack because I misclicked on the screen. There were also times when I needed to zoom in or zoom out to be able to pick other character or attack the right enemy. It is to be expected because I played this game on my phone, so I didn't mind those little drawbacks. Combat. The combat in this game is the icing on the cake. If you are a fan of Final Fantasy Tactics or similar titles, you'll definitely enjoy this turn-based combat system. For me, it seemed a little plain at the beginning, because there was only one skill per character and little strategy in the whole battle system. It was until later that I found myself in the need of positioning my characters correctly or picking different characters from my army to get better synergy on the battlefield. Later on, characters may unlock special powers, abilities and passive skills, so there are a lot of options to choose from. Game modes. There are 3 types of game modes. All look the same. Kill all enemies on the map, but there is a difference in who you fight and what you get in the return for the fight. There is a basic story mode battles, and the game begins with a few of these. In these battles, you get a good amount of money, some crowns, which are basically this game's second currency that you can buy for a real money, and finally a few items for your characters to equip. And then we have the arena, where you play against other players' characters, controlled by the AI. There you can get various prizes. Basic rewards are gold and shields for winning. Shields are some kind of ranking points. If you reach certain amount of shields, you unlock another prizes, like new heroes, more gold, and so on and so forth. It's basically a carrot on the stick for players to play more. Lastly, we have dungeons. In dungeons we have floors. In here you fight enemies and the fights get tougher on every floor. Here you get prizes for defeating certain level of the dungeon. You can get various rewards like items, stones, heroes and so forth. It's similar to previous 2 modes. Tips. If you decide to play this game, my advice to you is spend your first money to buy heroes and try to build a lot of thieves for the story missions or the dungeons. Also spend your money to level up the thief's steal skill to the maximum value. Thieves steal additional money from enemies and you're able to get better equipment, better skills, more stones and more heroes with the money you stole from the enemies. You'll know what I mean when you play the game. Final thoughts. This game was a little hard to get into, but later on it really pulled me in. It has this catch-them-all aspect that the Pokemon and Final Fantasy Tactics games have. Don't get me wrong, this game is not for everyone. This is a game for people who don't mind waiting and don't mind grinding to get better characters, better equipment and so on. If you want more powerful skills, stats and items, you need to promote your character to higher tier. A character can level up about 20 normal levels each tier, and for every level they get new stats. To level your character to new tier, you will need a special stones, which are hard to get. The stones can be bought with money you stole or earned in normal missions, but then you have to wait a certain amount of time for the character to level up to that higher tier. You can of course wait, but it can take days before you can use that character again. Of course, if you hate waiting and you don't mind paying, there is always the option to instantly finish the process by spending this game's second currency, the crowns. The crowns also serve as means of instant healing between battles or allow your character to instantly learn new skills. If you are patient enough, you'll get there and you won't have to pay a single penny. I hope that I helped you make up your mind whether to play the game or not. If you will try it out, I hope you will enjoy it as much as I did when I played it. If you liked this video, please leave a comment and subscribe. Also, you can click on the link to G2A in the description to help me support my channel. See you in the next video.